Lots cooking, including what could be one of the biggest embarrassments in NFL history. We'll get to that, but of course, there's low-hanging fruit from the announcement that did take place today over at Citi Field that, I'm just perplexed about, but let me start off the show with good afternoon, Evan. How are you today, kid?
How are you?
Good. Evan's rocking his Boomer Esiason jersey today after spending 2 days attacking viciously my former partner and attacking me for supporting my former partner. And then here we are, as Evan said he would, rocking the Boomer jersey as his way of saying I'm sorry for the personal attacks of my partner.
I never made personal attacks. Everything I said was accurate and fair, but Boomer was first, and he got this right, and he deserves credit for that.
Yeah.
It was not Politico. It was not Shams. It was not Woj. It was Boomer. So much like a week ago we were upset we weren't getting credit.
Right.
Boomer's not going to do it. I'll do it for him. He had this first. Great job by him. From now on, when he tries to break a story, I will believe him. I think he has restored his credibility from some of the faux pas he had last month.
Well said. And like anyone else, I'm sure he will accept that apology graciously and not try to hurt you the next time he sees you. Listen, the story's not Boomer, obviously. Here's the weird thing. I've told you since the day we started the show, every time you say to me, how are you doing? I'm doing great because I'm in a much better place in life than I was a couple of years ago. And this is like the gravy to life, being able to do this job. Today's the first day I don't feel that way. And I'm saying it because do I think it's great that Kyrie Irving can play? I do. Do I think it's great that the Yankees and Mets will be able to play with every man on their roster, whether they're vaccinated or not, on opening day coming up April 7th for the Yankees, April 15th for the New York Mets? I do. I think those are all the right moves, and that should have been done a long time ago because the rule is stupid for sure. But I'm not going to celebrate today. I'm not going to enjoy the fact that Kyrie can play and that the Yankees and Mets can play because when you have a press conference like the one the mayor had today, and number one, you invoke the memory of Jackie Robinson by having the press conference staged in front of the huge blue 42 behind them in the Jackie Robinson Rotunda, I'm saying to myself, why? Why are we using the upcoming 75th anniversary of Jackie Robinson breaking the color barrier to make an announcement that lets multimillionaires go back and play a sport when at the very same time you're abrogating the rights of nearly 1,400 blue-collar New Yorkers, teachers, janitors, sanitation workers, cops, firefighters, and on and on and on, who were fired from their jobs and can't get their jobs back. And oh, by the way, the average salary of those people is, if you're lucky, $50,000 a year. And yet we're celebrating a decision that I know is not exactly the same, two different rules at play here, but we're celebrating a decision that lets financially stable people, multimillionaires, go to work, and at the same time, we don't let blue-collar New Yorkers go back to work. And I'm bothered by it. And I can't hide that I'm bothered by it. And what's troubling me, Evan, is that today's announcement was the right thing. This mandate against performers in this town was idiotic. So I'm not suggesting they shouldn't have overturned that. They should have. But they should have done both. They should have said, we recognize that we're in a really good place now in regards to COVID and the percentage of people who have been vaccinated, that it's no longer a health risk to allow everybody to come back to work. And those people, unfortunately, don't have a voice. So for the next 4.5 hours, to the extent that I can, at least, not speaking for you, although I know you agree with me on this, we would like to be your voice. Because today's announcement, while again, the right thing, failed terribly short of what it should have been. And don't you dare ever invoke the memory of Jackie Robinson to make an announcement that lets these guys play sports.
I got a DM last night. I thought it was a joke. got a DM from a guy who said, hey, I got inside info. They're going to make the announcement at Citi Field. And I laughed. I said, there's no way this mayor and this administration could be that tone deaf. There's no way. Like, they're going to just have a press release. They're going to announce and right the wrong. Maybe they're going to reveal and take away the entire private business vaccine mandate, which they should have, which we've called for over and over again, not just allowing Mets, Yankees, and Kyrie to play. But I couldn't believe I thought it was a parody that this mayor and Sandy Alderson and Randy Levine were at Citi Field making this announcement.
Yeah.
Like, I can't believe they thought that was a good idea. Like, we all agree, and you just said it, that allowing visiting players in unvaccinated, but the home players being vaccinated, we all knew that was
just
dumb.
Stupid. Right.
And it should have been fixed, and it should have been fixed on day one. But okay, you want to wait till March. You want to wait till your scientists tell you it's safe now, even though, give me a break with the safety. It was unsafe in January. It's unsafe now if you thought that. But to make it a spectacle when you're not affecting any common New Yorker who lost their job, who's been really affected by it, and you're making a spectacle of it like it's a celebration, makes absolutely no sense. Everything about this press conference today was weird.
Yeah.
From Sandy Alderson making jokes about Bill de Blasio to this mayor answering no direct questions. From this mayor, I don't want to use the word lying, Craig, but he was asked point blank, were you lobbied? You were, Mr. Mayor.
Yeah.
There's proof of it.
Yeah, I'll give you what the proof is, what Evan's alluding to. Came out today because of the announcement that when Mayor Adams was running for mayor, he got a $1.5 million check from Steve Cohen.
No, but not even that. The Brooklyn Nets had a lobbyist who was paid $18,000 to lobby the mayor's office about the Kyrie situation. So you were lobbied, and as you pointed out, yes, it's come out that Steve Cohen was a very generous.
Yeah, which is his right to do.
Of course.
But this is the quid pro quo for that. I gave you $1.5 million. I hoped you become mayor. I want my guys on the field. Okay, no problem. Yankees have similar level of strength and power in New York politics for sure. So I'm sure it's not just Steve Cohen. Not fair for me to represent it as only Steve.
Well, the event was at Citi Field, Craig.
Yeah, well, that's what $1.5 million gets.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, the Yankees being a part of that conference call helps, but the $1.5 million lets you host the press conference.
Craig, I've been paying attention to this for a while, and it's noticeable the tone change. There was a tone change when it was just Kyrie Irving to when it was a bunch of baseball players. And that has to do with the power and influence of the New York Yankees and the New York Mets. And while as a sports fan, I'm ecstatic that they made this change, it's very, very clear what's happened and what's changed over the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, listen, again, I want to be clear. If you're a Yankee fan, a Met fan, a Brooklyn Nets fan, today is a good day. I don't want to rain on that parade because you're getting what you want. You're going to see one of the best basketball players in the world get to play as early as this Sunday now. Home game, and of course in the playoffs, other than games in Toronto, should they play in Toronto, which is not a Net thing or a New York thing. It's just a fact of Canada still to this day. If you're a Yankee and Met fan, you will get your Aaron Judges and your Brandon Nimmo's, whomever else, on the field, and away we go. We get to play baseball. So I recognize today is a major day positively for that, and I do not want to rain on that parade. But I'm sorry. I can't help myself. I see things the way I see it. Bringing out the number 42 and having a press conference in front of it was shameful today. Not acknowledging that there's 1,400 workers that can't get their jobs back is shameful today. And that's how I see it.
The private business mandate needs to be lifted. That is something I said to you on the air a week ago. It's something I said on the air 2 weeks ago. And yes, it's something I'll say today, even with Kyrie Irving being eligible to play. The mandates need to be lifted. And while the mayor has shown an ability to flip-flop very quickly, that does give you hope that even though today he said, I'm not going to rehire the people I fired, this mayor has shown that maybe politically that'll be a different decision a few weeks from now. But I stand by, and I know you stand by everything we said 4 days ago.
Yeah.
The mandates need to go.
Look, on Monday, he got rid of masks for 2 to 4 year olds. On Thursday, ball players and other performers that apparently were not allowed to perform. I don't know who the heck they are, but they're allowed to go back to work now. There's one step left. Clear it out and let these men and women get their jobs back. They're not financially well off. They can't sit out for 6 months a year without having a job and pay their mortgages. Ball players can. It's a great gift to have that kind of income. But today fell short. And I want to be clear about one other thing. Just so you know that we are upstanding in regards to this. I have begged the mayor to come on this show. We have reached out to City Hall. I've reached out to mutual friends that he and I have. I have begged them to get the mayor to come on to have an honest conversation about this. And thus far, I've not gotten a single word that he's willing to do that. Doesn't mean he won't one day, but I do want to be clear. We've invited the mayor on this show on the phone, in person, and Mr. Mayor, and those of you at City Hall that we do talk to, we got till 6:30 tonight. At any point you want to call in, there is an open invitation to have this conversation.
The mayor has said follow the science a lot. I believe in following the science. If 90 to 95% of New Yorkers are fully vaccinated, the science should also say to lift the mandate.
Yeah. So am I happy that the Yankees and Mets and that my partner get to watch his favorite basketball team play with their full complement of players? Yeah, that is a good thing. And I do want to recognize if you're a Yankee and Met fan getting ready for opening day, it's good news for you. But it stunk.
You know what? Tell me if I'm crazy, Craig. If they very quietly had a press release, very quietly, and said, look, we made a weird mistake with this whole home team vaccinations versus road team vaccinations. We're just going to fix it. It was a mistake. It was stupid. We fixed it. And it was a press release, and we moved on. I'd feel differently today.
100%
I'd still be against the mandates, but I think what they did today, the dog and pony show of today.
They want a pat on the back.
For what?
That's what they wanted today.
But Craig, for what?
I agree.
For doing something stupid and waiting months and months before they fixed it?
They put on a show today. You know it and I know it. That was a show. The fact that they have Randy Levine from the Yankees at Citi Field today, I mean, the fact that they even got him to do that, and you have Sandy Alderson as the kind of MC of today's event, right? And you're doing it in front of the 42? Like, give me a break. And again, I'm glad they all get to play.
Sure.
But it's not enough.
They righted a dumb wrong from months and months ago.
Yeah.
Do it quietly. Have a press release. Don't pat yourself on the back for something that was stupid to begin with.
Yeah, 877-337-6666. Carton Roberts on the fan. Tommy's in Staten Island. Tommy, what do you got?
Hi, how you doing, guys? I'm a first-time caller, and I just wanted to thank you guys for standing up for the civil servants.
Yep.
You know, the cops, the firemen, the sanitation workers, all these people came on 9/11, all right? They showed up for Hurricane Sandy. They went to work every day during COVID, not knowing if they're going to bring something home to their families. And at the end of the day, they've been discarded, all right, all for politics. Now, I'm vaccinated. I come from a law enforcement family, and I support the civil servants. And you know what? De Blasio was condescending, all right? He did this for numbers, all right? And it's a shame that people are losing their livelihoods for politics, all right? Give these people a break. Let them feed their families.
I'm with you on that, Tom. And thank you so much for that. And thanks for your service to the city for sure. We're going to hear a lot of that today, and we're fine. That'll be the platform for you.
I hope that when Kyrie Irving addresses this, Kyrie was the face of this for months and months and months. And one thing that came out early is he wanted to be the voice for the voiceless.
He did say that,
He was against the mandates. Look, he should play on Sunday. But it would be really cool if Kyrie stood up and said something about what's still going on in this city.
So it'd be, I don't know how you'd react to it from purely as a fan, but I was thinking about this before we came on today. Because that statement is part of his legacy now, that I want to be a voice for the voiceless. I'm not suggesting he's going to do this. I'm not even making his responsibility to do it. I want to be clear about that. But I think it'd be really awesome. Kyrie announces, I'm not playing on Sunday. Because I meant it when I said I'm a voice for the voiceless. Come playoff time, I'm going to play. But I'm not playing on Sunday because I want the people of New York to know that I stand with them. That would be badass.
Yeah, no, I get it.
I know as a fan you wouldn't love it. I get that.
As a fan, I want to see him play.
I get that.
He has had enough.
And I think you have tickets to Sunday's game, too, don't you?
I have tickets to every game, man.
Evan's going Sunday, though. I bet you that. But they're like, no. Like, you know, a lot of people pay lip service to things like that. And this is, pardon me for going down this soapbox, but, you know, the difference between Muhammad Ali and many people that claim to be totally in on movements, in that case, of course, the civil rights movement, pay lip service to it. Muhammad Ali was different in that he didn't. Cost him the bulk of his prime earning potential.
Went to jail,
right?
yeah.
Right. This is where a guy like Kyrie has the ability to transcend a lot of things.
Here's the problem that a guy like Kyrie and every other athlete faces. It's a good thing, but it's also a problem. Anytime they do anything, it's easy to say, well, they make a lot of money. It's easy to do that.
Sure.
Kyrie Irving gave up a lot of money this year because he made a decision not to get vaccinated. And I think most people's reaction is, well, he's a millionaire. Who cares? He's making a ton of money anyway. He still gave up a lot of money. It doesn't make it not count because he is a millionaire and makes a lot of money because he's still being paid for road games.
Yeah, I know.
But he still did give up.
Give him $18 million.
Yeah.
He made $18 million. Great. And that because he's special. His gift is his physical gifts. He's special.
He also became, and I think Aaron Judge and Brandon Nimmo did something kind of cute the last 24 hours. When they were asked, two guys heavily rumored to be unvaccinated, they both said in reaction to this, I'm happy Kyrie can play home games. Kyrie Irving became the face of this for the New York athlete. No other New York athlete took that because it was all rumor and innuendo. No one was ever declared the unvaccinated guy who's missing games. It was only Kyrie Irving. And until this baseball season started, it was all, there's whispers it's Aaron Judge. There are whispers it's Jacob deGrom. And so both guys took that same approach. Their response to this was, well, I'm happy Kyrie can play home games.
Yeah, that became someone handed out a memo. This way, you don't have to talk about your ability to play because you're unvaccinated. Just say I'm happy Kyrie can play. Well, I tweeted to Kyrie. I said, hey, Kyrie, please sit out on Sunday to show that you are truly a voice for the voiceless and support New York City workers who lost their jobs over the vaccine. If he did it, he would become a legend.
You know what, Craig? As much as I get that, I think just speaking publicly about it is something.
Doesn't hurt.
I don't think because Kyrie last night said, look, I'm not going to talk about anything till it's official. I respect that. There's been too many teases. I think when he finally addresses it, he can say, and I think this is fair, I'm glad to be back. I miss playing home games. We still need changes in New York City.
For sure. But you want to drop the hammer? That would be awesome.
Yeah.
And by the way, he seems like the kind of guy that might have him in to do it. He doesn't care what you think about him, which I like.
Right.
He is the exact kind of guy to say, you know what? Hey, Steve Nash, hey, KD, appreciate the support you've given me. You've been right there with me the whole way. I got to do this just one more time. I said on The Voice for the voiceless, the way to prove that, I need to sit out on Sunday. That would be awesome. Well, hopefully you'll do it. 877-337-6666.